What's up, everybody? This is Alex Kelly here with another edition of the Furloughed Film Talks podcast. This has been a turbulent one.
Yeah, a little bit.
With my brother Ryan.
What's up, everybody?
I hope everybody has had a great Martin Luther King Day. I am currently stroking Max, the furry Gendo. One person is on the live stream. We are doing live streams now, everybody.
Yeah, I think it's me that's on live stream.
Oh, that's unfortunate,
Maybe.
but whatever.
We'll see.
This is what we are going to do from now on. We're going to do live streams.
We didn't get the lights.
Of our show. Yeah, one of them's not going to work because my laptop is turned
Son of a bitch.
It's fucking logged or.
It's okay. Don't worry about it. But no. Turn the light back on.
Which one? This one?
That one. Yeah.
Okay.
That's fine.
Yeah. We are here on a Monday, Martin Luther King Day, man. A very important day in our nation's history. Used to not be, but.
You know what's really funny?
What's that?
So I don't get MLK Day off.
Okay.
But I get President's Day off next week.
That
next
doesn't
month.
seem right.
Do you get President's Day off?
Yes, we do.
February 15th?
Yes, I have it marked on my calendar.
How many
because
fucking holidays you get off, dude?
a couple. I have that marked on my calendar because I know it's going to be a buy two get one free at movie trading company.
Really?
Yes.
I just got a text from him today about something.
I did too. I got that in the middle of seeing The Marksman today.
Okay.
Not a terrible movie.
Really?
Some very poor screenwriting.
Are you going to do a little review of that later?
I'll do it right now if you want me to.
Go ahead, sure.
No, it's a great, interesting, weird, awful, interesting movie.
Okay.
With some racial stereotypes that should not ever be perpetuated in film again, but they do it here, and it's weird.
Is it a stereotype? It's just like true?
Maybe, but there's a scene where a dog gets like pop, spoilers, and they have to bury it in Oklahoma.
Okay.
And they're talking about it going to like Oklahoma, and they're like, or they're talking about it going to heaven.
Sure.
And it's like, no, it's in Oklahoma. It's unfortunate that this dog has to be like buried in Oklahoma.
Are you saying that we shouldn't do stereotypes at Oklahoma anymore?
Yes. No, I'm saying it's terrible that this dog had to be buried in Oklahoma.
I don't get what you're saying.
It's okay. Fuck that movie. Anyways, Marksman, go see it if you want to. No, this is gonna be a fun episode. We've got some interesting movie news to talk about. A lot has happened within the last couple of days where we've been off, including some news about Godzilla versus Kong.
Mm-hmm.
We have checked out a documentary I had not seen. Ryan had seen. We're going to start a segment where we do Blast from the Past, something connecting to a movie that has been just released or we're just getting around to watching it. But this time we're doing it because this director now has The Dissident we just reviewed.
Yep.
So we decided to check out Icarus. I had not seen it.
Done by Brian Fogel.
An amazing documentary. So we will review that a little bit later. We will also review the first 2 episodes of Wandavision, which was fucking sane.
Yeah.
But
Do you want to do the socials?
oh yes, since we're going to be live streaming everything, continue to check out our YouTube at Furloughed Film Talks on YouTube, at Furloughed Film Talks on Instagram, and on Twitter at Furloughed Film. Follow that. Keep up with us. We're going to find out what you guys want to hear on the live streams from now on. We're going to try and engage with you guys a lot more. Hopefully have more than just Ryan on the live stream.
What do you mean?
Because that's who's watching it. There's one person.
I think maybe we got
one person.
I think we might have someone watching. Yeah.
Okay, so if there's one person, whoever it is, throw something in the live chat so that we know that who that person is. But
you don't have to. It's fine. If you want to stay anonymous, don't worry about it.
Yeah, if you want to stay safe.
You're okay. So like some random person in
Yeah.
like Oklahoma that we just
shit
talk about
absolutely
their
shit
state.
talk. Yeah. Well, if it wasn't the Marksman, you would have inevitably shit talked Oklahoma at some point, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
How did they end up in Oklahoma?
So he has to take this small child from the border town he's in Arizona up to Chicago, and for some reason, he doesn't want to use a phone. He goes and gets an atlas. Yeah.
Like a map?
Yes.
Okay.
In New Mexico, and then he goes from New Mexico into Texas up to Oklahoma and then somehow fucks around up to Chicago. It's the weirdest like route that you could have taken to get up to Chicago.
Where the fuck would you find Atlas these days?
A gas station.
They still sell them at the gas stations?
They don't. This fucking teenager who works at this gas station has to be like, yeah, we might have one over there, and he like literally picks it up and dusts it off, and then she's like, yeah, it doesn't have a barcode or anything, so I can't really sell it to you. So it's on the house, and he's like, cool. He then pays for the gas at the gas station with his credit card, which then leads the cartel to that gas station, which then gets the gas.
Wait, back up. How the fuck does the cartel have access to to track his credit card usage?
Hacking.
Okay,
that's the only justification.
Sure.
I'm not shitting you. There's a house somewhere where they have a hacker who's like hacking credit card transactions,
hacking major corporations to track.
Yes, sure. And then that guy then shows up at the gas station where he got gas and then kills the gas station attendant, like teenager girl.
At least make it believable. At least make it like they have a mole in the FBI who's feeding them tracking
info. No, it's they can hack the gas station. It's ridiculous.
Okay, give it like a quick and dirty 60-second review and compare this to Honest Thief, because I was surprised that Liam Neeson's like kind of a very
action
prolific
in action
2020 2021.
No, this is way better than Honest Thief. The story's a little better. It's more intense. The acting is nowhere it's as bad. The storytelling is just as weird and nonsensical, but they don't try to do as many comedic things. Even though there's a scene where somebody gets sniped through the head and then he shoots the fucking tire and the fucking like car rolls, and it's obvious that the guy had gotten sniped through the head, but when the car stops rolling, the guy who's in the passenger seat to the guy who got sniped because he's driving, he still fucking like pushes his head and he's like, are you alive? Even though he knows he just saw him get literally shot through the brain. And that's a fucking funny moment.
Okay.
It's very interesting. I would not tell you to go see it. There's another movie that you should go see right now, Promising Young Woman. I have not seen it yet.
Why do you guys see this?
Because because the line that caught us off guard in all of the trailers where he's talking to Hispanic people on the border, and he goes,
wait, he's talking to a cartel guy.
Yes.
Through the fence.
Yes, but he goes, we don't want no trouble. You should turn around and adios out of here. I'm sorry, that's an objectively hilarious line.
How much did you spend for your ticket today?
$0.
How? What?
Garrett had a fucking AMC gift card.
Okay.
That he bought both of our tickets.
But still, you probably spent the equivalent of like $8 to $10 to hear Liam Neeson say "adios" out of here.
Yes, and it was great. It was absolutely worth it.
Well,
we will review WandaVision at the end of this episode, but right now,
what would you give it? Jindo Max Head ratings.
2.5.
What did you give Honest Thief?
I think like a 1.75.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
It's not great, but it's passable.
Okay.
It's passable.
Cool.
Ethan Hawke is going to be in Moon Knight, Ryan.
Is he?
That's what I was trying to get from WandaVision, is Ethan Hawke is going to be in the Moon Knight TV series as the villain, and I am so excited for this. The Moon Knight series is going to be, if not, it's not going to be the weirdest, because I think WandaVision is going to be the weirdest, but they are setting up something amazing for this Moon Knight series.
Okay.
That's when you hop in, Ryan, with some fucking...
What do you want me to say about it?
I don't know, Ryan. What you say whatever you want to say about it.
I don't think... I think Moon Knight could... Oh, Jesus. I think
we're good.
Yeah, I think we're good. No, but we're unstable here.
Where does it say unstable?
Up here.
Oh.
Yeah,
we're good. All right.
Anyways, I think like WandaVision and anything connected to Doctor Strange and the multiverse is going to be, dude, literally we have 2 people watching. Get off your fucking phone.
Who else is on? All right.
I don't know.
Throw it in the live chat if you're fucking watching this. Anyways.
Yeah, no, I don't know, dude.
WandaVision.
This is one of those like fucking pieces of news that like here, this is it. Like there's not much to talk about.
No, but there is, because it's one of those things where Ethan Hawke, I think, is becoming one of those actors where Good Lord Bird is something that we both love, and we're finally getting to see him thrown into a big MCU type level of stardom, not stardom, but recognition, and he can be in something that when you get added to the MCU, you propel yourself to something else. And when you get added to something like Moon Knight, there will not be the same expectations, but when you greatly exceed those, like he did in Good Lord Bird, all of a sudden it's not like, oh, he exceeded expectations. It's like, boom, like you exceeded expectations. Like you've done something amazing.
In the announcement, did they say like what villain he's playing or anything?
No,
like that?
And that's the other crazy thing. Like Moon Knight doesn't have that core villain that could really be like, oh, it's gonna be Green Goblin, or oh, it's gonna be fucking
like Batman, where he has the
Joker,
the Riddler,
like
Scarecrow.
We don't know who could really be, and so the possibilities are endless in that. That's what's so cool about this is Ethan Hawke, who's a great actor, who is shown to be versatile, is all of a sudden going to be in a big fucking project for them. They're pouring a lot of resources into this.
What's your favorite Ethan Hawke movie?
Oh, I obviously, like, the first thing that comes to mind is Good Lord Bird. I don't really know.
Fucking is it Gattaca? The one where he has to like.
Oh yeah, Gattaca's crazy.
I fucking love that movie.
I remember we got extra credit for watching that in middle school.
Really?
Yeah. So that was the first time I watched that movie. But that's a crazy ass movie. But like, and this is what I wanted to talk about. It's not necessarily like, oh, what's he gonna do? It's the excitement that comes out of it when you hear, holy shit, Ethan Hawke's gonna be the villain in the show, opposite Oscar Isaac. All of a sudden,
fuck. Come on, baby.
There we go.
Right, let's go.
Real
professional.
Yeah.
Tonight.
When you hear that, it becomes, oh my god, this is going to be great because of all of these different actors and like everything that goes into it. It just gets you really excited for what's going to happen.
Yeah, and Ethan Hawke, I think he's kind of come into his own over the past couple of years. Like Good Lord Bird, I don't think anyone knows like if that was historically accurate or what have you, but like he very much took the character off the page and like did something completely original.
Yep.
Because when you see like they had Good Lord Bird in that other movie they had John Brown.
Yeah, and it's played by the old dude.
So like, it's super cool that he was able to do something completely unique and like literally you can't say stole the show, but that limited series was amazing because he did such a great job with that character.
Yeah, and he made it his own. And I put out.
And have they said Oscar Isaac's gonna be playing Moon?
Yes.
Was it Moon Knight?
Moon Knight.
Moon Knight. Okay. Yeah, I mean that's a fucking ridiculous cast.
Yeah,
like,
and that's
Oscar Isaac versus Ethan Hawke.
Ethan fucking Hawke, and that's the thing. Like, and that's some beauty of like the MCU where it's like, okay, like how could they basically top themselves? Oh, okay, we'll have Oscar Isaac versus fucking Ethan Hawke. Like that's just something that comes out of left field where you're not expecting it, but then all of a sudden it's like, oh shit, that's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, and it's also the beauty of like what Marvel is able to do at this point with their TV shows. Where if you look at DC, like they're struggling to get actors to play their Batwoman or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Like they're struggling to keep their TV shows relevant. And Marvel's just like, well, we're gonna start off with, fucking Elizabeth Olsen and Paul Bettany. Then we're
doing
gonna
50s and 60s shit.
right. Then we're gonna have Anthony Mackie and Robert or Sebastian Stan in Winter Soldier and Hawkeye, where the fuck his name is, Falcon
and the Winter Soldier.
Sure. And then you're gonna have Loki come back. You're gonna have Tom Hiddleston. And then, like, way down the road, you already have Ethan Hawke and Oscar Isaac lined up.
Yeah.
Like, it's
insane.
Sort of ridiculous.
No, it's ridiculous. It's wild. But that's what happens when you build a fucking cinematic universe.
Yes.
The right way.
And when you
gain people's trust.
Right. You gain people's trust, and, you know, you have one guy leading the vision from day uno.
The Vision.
Kevin Feige.
I know, but
okay.
Vision.
Viz.
Yeah. I love that show, dude.
Okay.
I love this so much.
Do you have anything else to talk about news-wise?
Yes. We had Godzilla versus Kong.
Okay. I mean, that's kind of...
It's moved up 2 months, so fuck it. WandaVision.
No. I do have a trailer. I have a trailer I want to show you.
Okay.
But do you want to do that before or after WandaVision?
What trailer is it?
Remember I told you about that shit, what's his name? Owen Wilson movie?
Yeah, vaguely. And I was like, I felt dumb because I hadn't heard of it, which is bad because Owen Wilson's a Dallas boy.
Okay, pull up Bliss trailer. We'll just go ahead and do the Trailer Park Roundup right now.
All right.
It's one trailer.
This?
Yeah.
Wait,
no. No. Yeah, that's it.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Pepper.
Do a little live reaction.
Is that
Selma Hayek?
Okay.
Yeah.
Emily Whittle.
Hi, Dad. I wanted to talk to you about my graduation.
I'm going to be there in the bleachers. I'm going to see you in your...
Why?
Let me, how about I call you back?
Taking the day off in here? If boss wants to see you.
Get a whiskey. Couple.
You're real.
Sorry?
I want to tell you something really cool. You see all these people outside? They're not real. This is a simulation. You ready?
What?
There's my guy. Welcome home.
This place is overwhelming.
Dr. Isabel Clements pioneered brainwalk simulation, a way from simulated worlds to generate appreciation for the real world.
Why am I not remembering any of this?
Don't worry about it. Most people say ignorance is bliss. But I say you have to experience the good. So appreciate that.
Not the other way around.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm glad I caught you. Word on the street is that I've been trying.
Bill Nye, baby.
What's up, Bill Nye? All right.
Graduation. I do not forget. It's been a crazy few days.
Ignore her. She's not real.
She feels real. I'm scared.
Your head's not on straight.
It's almost like a trick being played.
Greg, this is really bad.
So how do we fix it?
One of these days, you're going to have to choose between these worlds. It's amazing how easy humans can get used to even something spectacular.
Too much.
You don't like that?
No, that's gonna be amazing. That's gonna be a fucking wild ride.
Yeah, it looks badass.
That's wild.
So Bliss with Owen Wilson and Salma Hayek.
Selma Hayek. Wow.
Prime Video.
When does it come out?
Coming soon. I don't know. No idea.
Because I don't have a date. No, that's a wild movie. That's gonna be something's gonna be very trippy because you're gonna have to kind of keep track of what is basically World A versus World B, you're
Right.
not going to really understand like.
I think
what
they're
is
gonna
real
like really
world.
confuse which one is real and which one is like in his imagination, or whatever.
When those was like you're going to have to really keep track of like what is supposed to be A and B, but you're not going to know like what's real world and what's like the false world because they're not going to like. They're going to basically be like, oh, this is the real world, and then like have that reveal where like the second world is the real one, and then you're going to have to like in your own head decide what's real.
Right, and it's coming out on February 5th.
Okay. Fuck. You just fucked my mind up, Ryan. How dare you?
You're welcome.
Max, where you going?
Okay, anyways,
All right.
let's get back on track here.
So, Icarus is what because we're just going to fuck off with the Godzilla versus Kong news.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can just say,
Yeah, so Godzilla versus Kong has been moved up 2 months. It will be March 26, 2020, so a couple months from now.
yes.
On HBO Max and Warner Brothers, or HBO Max and in theaters. It's interesting that they've moved it up. I don't think it's a move where they've moved it up to feel like they're giving a vote of confidence to theaters. It's just kind of like, yeah, we're going to move this up so we can get the fuck out of there. They have no
Yeah.
marketing for this movie at all.
Plus, like, it's not like they're replacing anything. They don't have anything coming out really between now and then.
No.
And so,
Well, they have Judas and the Black Messiah, or
what?
oh, it's supposed to be one of the best movies of the year. Daniel Kaluuya, and
Okay.
it's gonna win some awards, but that is coming up. But nothing comparative to what is supposed to be the crown jewel of their MonsterVerse.
Yeah, well, I do not have high hopes for this movie.
Oh, I don't either.
After-
I did.
Which is really, like, we kind of should, because both Godzilla movies were pretty good. The Kong movie wasn't terrible.
No, yeah.
Like, everything they've done in their MonsterVerse so far. Like, I guess the second Godzilla movie wasn't
it wasn't as
all
good.
great, but, you know.
No, but there should be more hype for this. And they literally, I saw a tweet today where it was like, we need to be worried about this because they have put out 15 seconds of footage for this movie, and there's 2 months before this movie is supposed to come out.
Really?
Yeah, that is worrying. The marketing for this has been non-existent, and you can kind of pass it off by saying, oh, it's in a pandemic. They don't know when they're going to put this out, blah, 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 blah. There's been 15 seconds of footage, and the fucking key to that footage has been Kong basically punching the shit out of Godzilla, and that's it. That's all the
What else
footage.
do you need, dude? I mean, come on. Godzilla
True,
vs. Kong.
true,
What the
but,
fuck?
like,
And wait.
But you need to understand what the story is to get like context to that build up at that moment. Like you need something more. Like
all right, let's slow down. Who do you have? Godzilla vs. Kong.
I
Yeah.
have neither because I know how this shit works.
No. That's not. You can't do that.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
Make a fucking choice. Come on.
Godzilla.
Okay, nice.
Like
Good
it's
choice.
not a fucking.
Godzilla can breathe
Argu-
fire.
He,
Like-
he literally can breathe fire out of his fucking mouth. Like
Yes.
it's not a fight.
He's like
So-
100-story walking
Literal dragon.
Yeah.
And he's got Mothra and Ghidorah, and he's like, all right, bitch. Like
Are all of his other bitches gonna be in the movie?
no, but I'm just saying, like
And why didn't Kong just like didn't show up during the like animal uprising of the last Godzilla? What was that about? He was just like, nah, I'm just gonna chill here on Skull Island. You guys
No.
can fuck off.
because somebody else went up to him and was like, hey, we need you to wait like 4 months so that we can do this other
It's a
thing.
marking decision.
And he had like a cigarette in his mouth and a fucking like whiskey, and he was like, all right, bet. And he just waited.
Don't ever say bet on this podcast again.
Bet. So yeah, that's what I think.
Cool.
Cool. I'm excited for
Yeah,
it.
no,
I'm
definitely
ready for it.
excited.
It's just, it's unfortunate that like the pandemic has fucked up so much within
Oh, yeah.
the
tell me about it.
theatrical release schedule, or the fucking say, but like this has done something very different where it's like they have changed their entire marketing campaign for it, and it's going to be way less hype than it probably should be.
Which makes sense because like they know they're going to lose a ton of money on this movie. So
Yeah.
like, why would they, lose even more money by doing a huge like marketing campaign between now and when the movie's supposed to come out?
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong on that. It's just like I think it's even worse because they committed to that HBO Max, theatrical release thing, and now it's like we have to do this, and that's going to cut into profits no matter what you do. Like they've already committed to it, so they can't. They tried to do something. They tried to, I guess, negotiate with
But
Legendary.
you would think like if they're doing this HBO Max thing, like they've committed to HBO Max because they think that it's gonna like drive up subscriptions. So you would think for huge blockbusters like this, they would want to do a marketing campaign, even if it means like in the short
True.
term they're gonna lose money, just as long as they boost subscriptions around the release of these movies.
But maybe they're thinking like people are just going to see Godzilla and Kong in it and just be like, oh, we got to fucking watch it. Holy shit, this came out this weekend. Like, it's Godzilla. We got to watch it. Like,
Plus,
maybe
this should
I
do
don't know,
like
man. Like,
this movie should be huge like overseas because
but that's my
the
point. Like,
Japanese
you
cannot
still,
get a fucking enough of
but you still
Godzilla.
have to promote it. You still have to talk about it. You still have to say like, this is going to come out. This is going to get ready, get ready, get ready,
Yeah.
get ready, get ready. You can't all of a sudden just say like, Godzilla Kong is out this weekend. Fucking watch it. Like people are.
I mean, they might be able to get away with it because, like,
hell?
since nothing else is really coming out, like, there's no other blockbuster
Yeah,
movies
okay,
coming
you're
out.
right. Yeah.
Like, the week that this comes out, it's going to be the only thing in theaters, basically. So, that might be the thing.
You're not wrong. Yeah, it's just, but Netflix, and I'm not saying like whatever Netflix puts out that week is going to be anywhere near this level, but like Netflix is putting out a movie a week. They're gonna have so much content.
Yeah, chill the fuck out, Netflix. Like, we can't keep up with.
Does that not, saturate the market of there's so much content? All of a sudden, it's like, oh well.
But there's a major difference between in theater content and Netflix content.
Yes, but like if you're at home and it's like, okay, well, there's this one thing on HBO Max, it's Godzilla vs. Kong, which is inevitable. It's huge. But I've got 7 movies that Netflix has released, and I've been meaning to watch 5 of them. What do you pick?
I don't know. I mean,
and it's not somebody who's really invested in Godzilla or Kong because they haven't been great the last 2 decades. But Netflix has been, and I trust Netflix more. And I've got 5 of those options. What do you pick?
Yeah,
that's the problem.
I think there's gonna be more people that are like, well, there hasn't, like, the last blockbuster movie we got was Wonder Woman, and
Garrett saw that again this past weekend.
Why?
His wife wanted to see it, and even she hated it.
Good.
Yeah.
It's brownie points for the old Amber. But anyways, like, I think the majority of people like us who are like really motivated to see things in theaters and are really motivated to see like every blockbuster movie that comes out.
Yeah.
Those people are gonna look at the 2 choices between, oh, I got a new movie out of Netflix, or I got, one of the biggest intellectual properties of the past 50 years. Of course, I'm going to make the choice to go see.
Yeah, for sure.
Godzilla vs. Kong.
Yeah, it's just I'm going to be very interested to see what the marketing campaign is these next 2 months because they haven't put out shit, and it's gotten to the point where like, where the fuck? Not even just like, where is a teaser trailer? Where's a trailer?
Right.
We don't have a trailer.
Well, they weren't going to do it, in the lead up to Wonder Woman, right? So like, they probably. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to like, especially the last month leading up to the release of the movie, on how intensive the marketing campaign is.
It's got to be huge. It's got to be something. But then after that, they have Space Jam. Like they're gonna have to start promoting the fuck out of Space Jam.
When does Space Jam come out?
Like a month or 2 after.
Fuck that.
Like it's not. I'm gonna look it up now, but like I'm pretty fucking sure it's not that far after this movie. It's got to be May, if I'm right. Oh fuck, I'm way off. July 16th.
Oh, okay,
but still, like, they're gonna have to start promoting the hell out of it.
I refuse to see that movie. I've never seen.
We're watching it at home at least.
I've never seen that goddamn movie.
That's your Mulan, I guess.
Like, I am boycotting that movie so hard for so many reasons.
All right, I'll watch it just like you watched Mulan and give you the fucking like rundown of that movie.
I mean, this could be god awful too.
It's not going to be good. I'm not excited at all. And like the first footage of it was released, and it's literally just LeBron and Bugs Bunny looking like, what?
And there's like some like
Yeah.
space portal.
See, space portals. I told you.
Okay, here you
Boom!
here you're correct.
I was right.
Here you're very correct.
All right. So, which one do you want to get into first, Ryan? Icarus or WandaVision?
Let's do WandaVision.
Okay.
You right there?
WandaVision.
See off your goddamn phone too. Jesus Christ.
Hey, give me my fucking phone, Ryan.
No.
Ryan.
See off your phone.
I'm a fucking adult. Anyways, WandaVision, the first MCU content that we have gotten
Since Spider-Man Far From
Yes.
Home.
18 months of MCU darkness, and we get WandaVision with Paul Bettany and Elizabeth Olsen, also starring Catherine Hahn.
Zeta Jones.
Catherine Zeta Jones.
No,
No,
it's-
Catherine Hahn.
Yeah.
Ryan.
Do not. No, I
Okay.
am not doing that. No fucking way.
Usually I would throw it to Ryan to explain what this show is about.
I cannot do it.
He
justice,
can't do
dude.
it.
I mean,
If
I'll give
you've
it.
watched the MCU, this show is centered around Scarlet Witch, Wanda Maximoff, and Vision.
What was that?
I said like Scarlet Witch and her alter ego Wanda Maximoff. Vision
Well-
is Vision.
Her name is Wanda,
Maximoff.
right?
Yeah.
And then her. Okay, sure.
Yes, her alter. My bad. Her,
Her alter ego is Scarlet Witch.
my
Yeah.
bad. No, this show is.
I guess we can start off by saying
I don't know how to explain it because
Yeah.
you just you have to explain it by saying it's an alternate reality that she has created in her mind, set in a sitcom, and each episode is a different decade style sitcom.
Right. So like we can really start out with episode 1
Yes.
is set in the 50s.
Yes.
And it is based around the idea of having Vision's boss come over for dinner.
Yes.
And it's a classic, I don't know if you would call it a trope or
No, it's
It's
definitely
like
true.
a kind of classic thing in various shows from the 50s where there's like miscommunication between the wife and husband,
Yes.
where the wife so it starts out where they have a heart on their calendar on their wall in the kitchen.
Yes.
And they're both trying to remember like what's going on, like, and
why is there a heart?
why
on
is there
this day?
heart? Like, what does this indicate? And because Wanda has just created this reality in her own head, she can't answer it because this is not something that she,
Knows.
came up with. This is some like random occurrence. And clearly Vision doesn't know because Vision is a manifestation of Wanda's mind. So like no one knows what the fuck is going on. It turns out Wanda, with the help of her neighbor, what's the character's name? Agnes. They think it's an anniversary, and so
Yes.
they have to cook up some sexy time for Vision and Wanda. But what is actually happening in reality, Vision had invited his boss from, I guess, his new job or like the job he
Yes.
has.
And his boss's name is Mr. Hart.
Mr. Hart, that's
Which
right.
is why there's a
Why is there a
heart
heart on the calendar?
on the calendar.
Very strange. But anyways,
No, it's a trope. It's like, oh, in that little inside thing where it's like, oh, that's why there'd be a heart on there to remind them, but that everybody forgot.
right. So there's like this classic miscommunication thing, like even to the point where Vision walks in through the door with Mr. and Mrs. Hart, and
Yes.
Wanda comes downstairs in lingerie, and he's like, "Guess who?"
Yeah.
And to Vision's boss,
Boss.
and he turns around like, "What the fuck?"
And they have to play it off as like it's a Sokovian tradition.
yeah, it's like
because she's from Sokovia, and it's like, oh,
very
fuck.
European.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, that was a great line.
That was fucking funny.
But good.
No, I mean,
No, that's the first episode. It's very much a thing where it's that 50s trope, and you're getting into this like this world of everything's in her head. And if you're somebody like our mother, love you, mom.
Yeah, we need to heap praise on our
Yeah,
mother because
yeah.
we so drastically offended her.
Yeah.
I hope they're
Uh,
I hope they're the
I-
ones watching right now.
That'd be fucking hysterical.
Yeah.
No, it's somebody who, like our mother, who saw these ads and was drawn in by the tropes of those 50s and 60s sitcoms where she grew up with those types of things. That's what she was like, oh, I'd love to see
Mhm.
a homage to those types of things. She was drawn in by that. And then you cannot understand all the Marvel stuff that's going on.
Right.
It plays to a lot of different, like, you know, dynamics and, just people that would watch this. It's very interesting to watch. And they do a great job. And Elizabeth Olsen is a great actress and she kills it again in this. And Paul Bettany is one of our favorite actors. Like, he kills it. Catherine
Yeah.
Hahn is that mysterious, nosy neighbor as Agatha, who's actually probably she plays Agatha, I think, is in the show, but she's really a character called something Harkness, who's a witch.
Right.
She's probably trying to bring Mephisto and everything, and she's probably trying to fuck them over by having them have kids.
And this is all coming from like the old comics.
Yes,
Done with
very much so.
Scarlet Witch.
Yes, and so there's a lot of stuff, and that's why I enjoy this so much, especially both episodes. And we'll get into the second episode in a second, but to me, there's so much mystery behind everything that's happening because you don't fully understand what's happening yet.
Right.
So every line of dialogue takes on new meaning. I am holding on to every line and trying to see what they're saying because there are certain times when people say something and I'm like, oh shit, that could mean this. And most of the time it's Catherine Hahn's character where she's like, the devil's in the details. And I'm like, oh my God, like that could mean Mephisto's coming or that could mean this character's coming. Like there's so much that could happen that each line of dialogue means a lot more than I think just the average viewer understands because it can
Right.
lead to a lot of crazy stuff that could come.
Yeah,
That's to me why this is so great.
I kind of take like the exact opposite takeaway from you because like I look at this as if you're looking at this like an MCU show, at least for the first 2 episodes,
Yeah.
if you're looking for a superhero show in the style of most MCU movies,
Oh, absolutely.
you're going to be really disappointed. This has
for sure.
fucking nothing to do with superheroes and action or anything like that, right? If you're looking at this like it's a homage and a like brilliantly unique take on taking characters from MCU movies
Yeah.
and giving them their own twist and very cleverly playing off of the fact that Scarlet Witch has this ability to manifest realities. Like that's brilliant. And what they did with these 2 episodes are brilliant. As like a strictly MCU show, I thought like it's very clever, it's very interesting, but nothing like we said at the end of like these 2 episodes, like nothing really actually happened, right? Nothing like
yeah, no, for sure.
there is no actual story in these 2 episodes that like progresses the arc of the characters and gives you some inclination of like where exactly is this season as a whole going.
For sure.
Right.
And I think that's more of a stereotype of like sitcoms because like sitcoms, you have it very much closed off in each episode and you don't have much character progression across a whole like multiple episodes. You have it across one episode and then you basically reset and then you have it across that episode. So I think that's kind of what they were doing for these first 2. But like
I guess I would argue though that these really aren't even they're using sitcom tropes,
yeah.
but they're not sitcoms, right?
No, I agree. No, I get what you mean by that. Yeah.
Yeah. So
But and what I mean by, where the fuck was I going to go with they have that first episode with the 50s shit, and then you have the 6. That's what I was going with it. What I meant by those different lines mean something. I'm reading into everything that they're saying and seeing where that's going to telegraph to the rest of the season.
Mhm.
I'm waiting to hear them say something like the devil's in the details to see if that means if the big bad's going to be Mephisto, or if
Right.
if in that second season a new character that they bring in, like Dottie, when she says something, what is that going to
The
mean?
second
for,
episode, you mean?
yeah. What is that going to mean for her moving forward? I'm
Mhm.
looking for those lines to give me a better picture of what's going to happen across the entire series, because I know, and I think most people can know, that what is happening right now is basically a figment of Scarlet Witch's or Wanda's imagination, or she's making this own reality. So I'm trying to pick out lines to where it's like, oh, that's a clue of what's really happening, or this is a clue. That's what I'm looking for, and I think
Yeah.
that's the coolest part about this. Is
I
like,
think that's great.
You're picking shit out.
I'm just like,
It is tedious at times.
and you have to be like an ultra involved follower of the MCU to be able to do that. And like, since I've never personally been that way with like MCU, with DC, Star Wars, any of that. Like, I've never gone that deep into it,
Yeah.
and so like casually watching these shows, like of course there's like certain things that I could pick out, like the Starkler watch, the Stark toaster, like
Yeah.
those are like really obvious Easter eggs.
Well,
But
and they basically stop down and they're like, Stark toaster, Strucker watch. Like they are
Right.
very much trying to show you.
but I guess for like just finish up talking about the first episode, like I had two major takeaways from the first episode. One
Okay.
is that you can tell that they're like intentionally having Wanda and Vision, like they're not their characters from the movies. They're like
Oh, yeah.
drastically different, and
Yeah.
they're playing like a different character. But there was one part in the first episode where like you could kind of say that the fourth wall just got shattered,
Mhm.
and like Wanda completely dropped her character. Do you know which part of the first episode I'm talking about?
First episode or second episode?
It happens in both, but
First episode when it's the wife from that 70s show is like, stop it, and she looks at Vision and he's like, she basically tells him like, save him.
yeah, no, she looks dead
Yeah.
eye at Vision, goes, Vision, help him.
Yeah, and that's the coolest moment where it's like she has to shatter her own understanding of what's happening, or this like creation that she has in her own head, to know like, and that speaks to her humanity in a way where it's like, even though she has
No, I don't think so at all, dude, because
Okay.
like the husband,
Yeah.
Mr. Hart, was like picking apart the reality that she had created by asking like, how'd you get here? Why did y'all come to this town? Like, what are y'all doing here? And he starts choking.
so it shows almost her like how serious she is about like maintaining that facade.
Yeah, I think it's
No, yeah, you're right.
I think it's
you're right.
more of like, how
Committed.
loosely controlled she is of that reality, and how like vehemently she will fight against anything that will put right in it.
I will agree with you with a what's the word I'm looking for? With
Caveat?
yes. If she's in full control.
Right.
If she is not being manipulated to create this, if she is in 100% control of this, yes, then it's bad. But
you don't think? I think she has to be. This
I
has to be
think
some
she
form
is.
of like.
I think
this-
she is, but I'm giving her the out if in the future of this show she is being shown to be manipulated by somebody like Mephisto, who
Mhm.
Mephisto is like the devil in the Marvel comics.
Right.
That's my one out.
This
which I'm
has
trying to be.
like,
I'm basically just like being a fucking bitch.
Did Vision come back at the end of Endgame?
No.
He didn't,
He's
right?
dead.
Like, yeah. So this has to be some
Oh, it
form
had
of like
yeah.
post in-game grief condition she's
Well,
in,
yeah,
right?
and I think, and I'm saying yes, but I'm giving her the out because I don't know how this series ends yet. So I'm just saying, like, I don't know what they're going to do with this. I think 100% that she has created this in her mind because she's the most powerful Avenger, and she's able to create this like pocket reality, like alternate reality thing, or she's being manipulated by Catherine Hahn's character to create her twins because they're shards of this Mephisto character, and then they can bring back Nightmare or Mephisto.
Well, I think
There's a lot
you're
that
talking about
can-
two different things, right? Because like she can be in complete control of creating the reality, but then be
Yes.
manipulated by various aspects of the reality she's created, right? Like through her
Yes,
grief,
yeah.
she's created this reality.
And then
and
there's
the
other
part-
people who come in.
Well, part of her reality is she has created Agnes in this reality, right? But once she's created it and once she's in the reality, then she can be like manipulated by her own creation, so to speak, right?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. I don't think there's
It's a wild fucking
Right.
like concept to have to like think about.
so like
But
that
it's
was
awesome.
that
to
was my
think
first
about.
major takeaway. It was that, like the 99.99% of the episode was like a complete new look at Wanda and Vision, but she completely broke
Yes.
that fourth wall and like snapped back to her true self.
Yeah.
Um,
Which then let's jump to the second episode.
let me say this. My
Oh, sorry,
other
sorry.
the other thing I really took away was the juxtaposition of like if you watched Wanda, I think like there's glimpses and reflections of her true self from like other movies.
Yeah, no,
right?
for sure.
When you watch Vision, there's absolutely nothing that would indicate this is the same character as from the movies. And I thought that was really interesting that like in this reality Wanda's created, Vision is now something like night and day different.
But you know why?
Well, yeah, I know why. I mean,
but why?
it's because she's created what she wanted out of that relationship.
She has created what she remembers or what she thinks she remembers of that relationship.
Right.
Which is, and I had not thought this. I'm really thankful you brought this up because it's a very interesting thing of people's relationships and ideas of relationships and their idea and their core idea of what that other person is. She has now created the idea of what she thought, not the person.
Yes.
And that's what she's interacting with. And that's a very interesting, principle or thing to have to, grapple with for the rest of the series is like, I remember what our relationship was, but that's not really what it was. It's almost to the thing of when two people give their side of a story, there's three sides to a story. There's your side, there's the other side, and then there's the truth.
Okay.
So there's your idea of what it is, there's the other person's idea of what that person is, and then there's the real person.
Right.
And so we're getting her side of whatever that is.
Yeah, and I think it might not be completely fair to say that like the vision of WandaVision is completely indifferent from how we've seen him in all the movies. I think, actually thinking back on it now, what she's manifesting is probably the last memory she has of Vision.
Yeah.
If you think of Vision through like Infinity War, no, especially Endgame, I guess.
Well, he was dead in Endgame.
No, so Infinity War,
Yeah.
where they're in Scotland. And,
Yeah.
Like I think he might be pretty close to that in the show, but he's, it's still very, very different.
But you also have to think about it because, like, when they're in Infinity War, it's very soon after Civil War where they were fighting against each other.
Yeah.
So you have that conflict and then you kind of have a resolution, but it could not have been enough time after that resolution to have, reconciliation and all these different things that go into it. Like, I know I'm thinking way too into it, but like, there's some stuff that you can't reconcile with that little of time. So then
Right.
she has to think about what it all was and what she remembers, and that's what she's manifesting. And dude, it's wild shit.
Yeah.
But
So second episode.
yeah, well, what's
this is like fairly simple.
this
to
is
run
my
through.
favorite. This is my favorite of the two. I like the second one more than the first. For one reason.
Okay, what's that?
Spoilers, everybody. I don't know who the fuck gives a shit at this point, but he gets gum in his vision. Gets gum. He chews gum.
He
swallows
swallows a
he
piece of
swallows
gum.
gum, and it gets into his inner workings. And it's very much a. And so I saw somebody like say this, and I was like, yes, it's a Hanna-Barbera, image of his insides and gears and shit.
Yeah.
And it gums up his insides, and he acts drunk.
Yes.
He basically redoes what he did in A Knight's Tale as Chaucer in this episode as Drunk Vision.
As a 25-year
I know.
older version of
Yes, but and I saw somebody they're like, I've never seen this side of of Paul Bettany doing this. And I was like, go watch A Knight's Tale. It's I'm not gonna say carbon copy. It's very similar, and it's he does it so well, and Paul Bettany has so much fun with that. When I watched that, I was like, I enjoy the fuck out of this. This is great.
Yeah, it was okay.
I enjoyed it.
I mean, you're a huge fan of that movie though, so it's like
I am. And I will not say I'm not, but
so the quick synopsis of episode 2 is
yes.
There's a talent show that is the sole fundraiser for the local elementary school,
which on the banner then says for the children.
For the children.
And that's part of the thing where it's like somebody is trying to get her to have a kid.
I get sure. Get your freaking phone. And so they have a talent show, and Wanda and Vision are putting on a magic show. The episode actually starts off with them in bed, or some point in the episode they're in bed.
No, it's the very beginning because they're in separate beds,
which is weird.
Yeah, well, again, when they did sitcoms in the early 60s, they would sleep in separate beds, and it was supposed to be this thing where like nobody had sex. What the fuck? Why do you think they had sex? And then it quickly became a thing where like, yeah, they were in bed together.
Okay, well. Anyways,
that's what happens. So.
Yeah. So, and then there's like a crash outside, and Vision's all scared. I don't even know why I started down this. Like, dude,
what are you talking about?
When they're in bed.
It's the beginning of the episode. Beginning of the episode. Stop.
There's like something like happens outside, and they're like checking it out. But anyways, the majority of the episode is them doing their magic show. Oh, that's right. So Vision gets scared about the noise outside, and he then decides to go to the neighborhood watch. Right. And that's where he swallows a piece of gum.
Yeah.
All while Wanda is getting in with the local like planning committee, which is putting on the talent show.
Yeah, it's like the local gossip club almost.
Pretty much, right? Yeah. This is where we get introduced to Dottie. Was the blonde chick, right?
Yes, who bleeds.
Yes, yeah. And this is like, so in the meeting, the planning meeting for the talent show, we have like this really cool breaking the fourth wall again, where kind of time like stops, and the radio was playing music, and then cuts out, and you get a voice coming through asking Wanda, like,
who's doing this?
Who's doing this to you? Are you okay? And then it snaps back to reality where Dottie breaks a glass in her hand, and this episode's in black and white too, and there's red blood on her hand.
And I've heard a couple people talk about that scene, and nobody's really like said who that voice is. It's definitely Randall Park's character.
Oh yeah, the dude from
100%.
he was in Ant-Man, right?
Yes, and
Yeah.
he plays an FBI agent. His name's Randall Park. He's from Fresh Off the Boat.
Sounds extremely racist.
It is. But it, like, it's their thing. But like, it's 100% him in that fucking moment, because you had Sword be teased in the first episode, and then you have, you know, that moment of where it's in the radio coming in, and his character is Jimmy Woo. He's a fucking FBI agent. It's obviously him. Like,
Yeah.
obviously, the FBI and Sword is trying to break through and find out what the heck is going on with her and trying to save her. And that's another moment where it's like, hey, something ain't right here.
Right. Okay, there's so at the end of episode 1, there's a like kind of end credit scene where they tease that Sword's involved.
Yes.
Can you explain the fucking difference between Sword and Shield? Like,
So Sword is more of, it's like Shield but in space. It's more with the sentient beings and out, like, in space type of thing.
okay, so like Shield was like an Earth thing.
Yes.
And okay, and Sword is like a probably will tie into Eternals.
Very much so.
Okay.
So it's one of those things where obviously Nick Fury helped make Shield on Earth, and then as it became more clear that there were extraterrestrial, you know, problems, let's call them, he then established a Sword out there as well,
Gotcha.
and that's where all that came from.
Okay, so long story short, the talent show goes fairly poorly for Wanda and Vision because Vision's completely drunk while doing the show.
And Wanda has no idea that this is going on.
Right, and Wanda has to like use her magic or whatever to fix all the things that Vision fucks up. And it turns out in the end that they win the talent show.
Yes, they get best comedic performance, basically.
Right.
Um,
And then the kind of so the moment where she breaks her character to like truly show Wanda
yeah.
is at the end of the episode. You know, they have this moment on the couch where Wanda and Vision are like all lovey-dovey, and they hear something outside, right? Another
Yes.
like crash outside.
They hear what you think is like thunder.
Or like something
Yeah.
like smashing tree
You don't
branches
know.
or something. And so they go outside, and there's a manhole in the middle of the street that pops off. A guy in a beekeeper suit climbs out, is like bees all flying around him, and he turns and looks at Wanda, and then it gives a close up to Wanda's face, and she just goes,
I love this line.
I mean, it literally in like exactly completely different from the character she was playing the entire episode, and a completely different voice and everything.
Breaks everything.
She just goes, no.
No, yeah.
And then she,
But no, you just, no.
yeah, just no.
No.
And then she uses whatever she's using.
Not even just like her powers. It's almost like, and kids, if anybody is listening to this who has never fucking rewound a VHS before, it's like you hit the button on a VHS and it rewinds.
Well, sure. But I mean, like, it's her using her powers to
but like,
rewind time, you know, and she goes back to, it's really strange because didn't she like colorize the episode after that happened? Like she
Yes.
rewinds,
Yeah.
they get back into the room, she like somehow turns the world from black and white to color, and then we find out she's pregnant.
Did you find out before that?
Anyways, we find out like in that series of scenes that she's pregnant.
Yeah.
So yeah,
all sorts of crazy shit happens.
Yeah,
like,
man. I mean, I do not know what to think about this. Like, I really enjoyed watching it, but I didn't enjoy that. Like, I had no idea. Like, we have a somewhat of a clue of like why is this happening, how this is happening.
yeah.
We have no idea where they're going with this season. Like, it
But-
kind of is akin to watching two episodes of Mandalorian, having all these side quests, and the story didn't progress whatsoever.
But did the end of the Mandalorian rock your socks off?
No, it totally did. And
Exactly.
I
So
even-
like
I'm
that's
being
why
really-
I'm like that's why I'm not worried at all.
I'm
Like,
being really careful how I describe this because
Yeah.
like I'm not really worried. Like it is a bit annoying that
no, it is.
you know you sit through 2 episodes. They're very enjoyable. There's a lot of stuff that goes on in it.
But it doesn't feel like it's like, oh, here's all this stuff that I can really like understand.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna be a yin yang type thing where I'm definitely gonna contradict myself here, but I'm worried about the ratings for this because
We don't
there's-
have to worry because there aren't ratings for streaming services. So
True, but there are going to be people who would have been pulled in and radicalized, for lack of a better term, to enjoy it and get into it
yeah,
from the first couple episodes, who are going to look at this and like kind of like our mother, who are going to look at these 2 first episodes and watch it and not understand a goddamn thing that's going on
right.
and not continue on with it. That's my ultimate worry with this is you watch these first 2 episodes, you see all this hype behind it, you see all this marketing, you watch the first 2 episodes and you think, yeah, I don't like this. There's nothing that's going on. There's no real progression behind this. I'm not going to care about this past the first 2 episodes. And nobody fucking like pays attention
Yeah.
after. That's my worry. Now, what I think for me, because I'm a dumbass, I'm going to continue on with it. And I think it's going to get to a point where it's going to be really fucking cool. And they're going to do some shit that's going to be insane.
Mhm.
And they're setting the stones, the bricks for it to get there. And I understand that because I've fucking invested way too much time. And I'm going to enjoy it. I don't know how many other people are going to do that.
Yeah,
And that's my worry.
I think at least for the first 2 episodes, like it was unique enough and like
Yeah.
interesting enough that people will want to continue on with it.
Yeah.
Like to Mom's credit, she said like I have no idea what the fuck's going on. It was very interesting. It was very cool to see like them reference TV shows I had while growing up. So I'm gonna check out the next episode. She said she's gonna still watch.
Which, and we should have shouted this out earlier. Our mother has literally never watched
A single MCU movie.
not even one.
Yeah.
But she, the night of the college football playoff championship, looked at us and go, "Hey, what's this show where they're doing all those sitcom?" And I don't know what I'm saying. Like she's country.
She's not.
She's not. What's this show where they do all these like sitcom tropes and blah blah blah? And I go, and in my head I was like, I knew what she meant, but I was like, she's not talking what I think she's talking about. I go, I don't know. And I go, what do you mean? She goes, oh, that Disney Plus thing. And I go, Wanda? And she goes, yeah, something like that. Like something. And I go, Wandavision? She goes, yeah, that. And I was like, are you serious? She's like, yeah, I think that might be interesting. I might want it. We've had a 30-minute conversation about
Yeah.
it.
So
That's what I think this is cool about. Like they're gonna grab people who might not have ever given a shit about this. And I hope they can hold on to those people. At some point, they're not going to be able to.
no, I mean, yeah, like I think if they keep the theme going with the first 2 episodes,
Yeah.
like they'll be able to hold on to a good number of people for this show.
Yeah.
That audience, like, there's no way in fucking hell Mom's gonna start watching like
Moon Knight.
no, like Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
She's not gonna watch Loki. Like,
Yeah.
she might keep up with WandaVision, but
Well, and here's here's the cool thing. Let's say she gets through all
9 episodes.
9 episodes. It's not an hour long 9 episodes, but let's say she gets through all 9 episodes of 30 minutes. She's then going to be like, hey, what's going on with Wanda Maximoff? What's going on with Elizabeth Olsen in the MCU? Is she
Right.
going to be in something? What should I check out that she's been in? That's kind of fucking cool.
Hopefully,
Yeah,
We'll see.
Maybe not our mother. I'm going to give her credit. Maybe
maybe.
she's a very
No, but there definitely will be
She likes movies. She likes TV
people
shows.
out
She
there
might,
that do that.
but there's gonna be other people who are gonna be like, hey, like I'm gonna check this shit out because Elizabeth Olsen is in it.
Yeah.
I think that's cool. I think that's really, really fucking cool. So
No, it's
it's very interesting.
yeah, and I think it definitely was. So we knew it was going to be like super weird going into it. It was way weirder than I could have imagined.
Oh, dude, you turned to me over the first like 3 minutes and you were like, what the hell?
Oh, the first 5 minutes or so, I was not digging it. I
Wandavision.
was like, this is not gonna go down very
yeah,
well.
this ain't chill.
But
What would you give a Max Jindo head rating? He's looking at us. I think he needs to go poop. Of the first 2 episodes.
Give it an old 3.75.
Damn, that's a lot higher than I was thinking. All right.
A lot higher than I would give it, or what you?
What you were giving? What I thought you were gonna give it because I really didn't think you were enjoying it.
No, I did.
Okay.
I was just tired of shit, man. It was a long week.
Of my shit or the show shit?
No, I was tired as shit.
Oh, tired as shit. My
yeah, yeah.
bad.
Speaking of,
I'm gonna give it a 4.25 for this. I think
Okay.
it's building to something. I think it's going to be an amazing show. I can't fucking wait to see what they do with it. I'm really excited for it. So, yeah, we are very excited for WandaVision. Even if they didn't give us early screeners for it, but
yeah. Well, we'll live.
yeah,
One day we'll get the Disney screener. Don't worry.
yeah, we'll do it sooner rather than later. This has been a turbulent episode, Ryan.
Yeah. You want to give a like real short Icarus review?
Sure. Probably. I mean, here's why I don't want to give a short one.
Okay.
One of the best documentaries I've ever seen.
Yeah. So you want to save it? Or...
Yes, I want to save it.
Okay. How would you give it a little teaser since like just give like a 60-second teaser since we titled this fucking stream.
Did you put Icarus in the title?
I did.
Oh shit. Okay.
I want to know the one person who like stuck through the whole
yeah,
thing.
I don't know. It must be your phone.
But I'm not on it. See if I like.
Thank you for. I don't think it's. It must have been somebody else.
Well, let's continue with our episode.
I'm trying to get other
Since it
people
doesn't drop to 0.
No, Icarus is one of those documentaries where you go into it thinking it's going to be one thing and then quickly devolves into something completely different. And I think it doesn't do that well. It is its own thing, and it takes a topic that you are not ready to really grapple with. And I love that. I love watching something and thinking it's going to be this one kind of narrative, and then all of a sudden, and because of what that person is having to deal with, all of a sudden just goes in this like left field.
Yeah.
It's not, it's to his credit, but it's also he got fucking lucky.
Yeah, and for those people who have like literally zero idea what we're talking about, Icarus is about doping in cycling and various other sports. It starts off as Brian Fogel doping himself to try and see if he can place higher at an amateur cycling event.
Yep.
And through the process of learning how like the anti-doping agencies work, he just stumbles into the story of a lifetime about the Russian state-sponsored doping program.
Yeah, it's nuts. Like, it's really fucking cool. But yeah, I want to do a full deep dive on that in and of itself because my God, there is so much that goes into it.
Okay, well,
So
maybe we can do that on a Friday's episode.
Okay, Ryan.
Sound good?
Yes.
Okay.
I love you.
I love you too.
Do you?
Yes.
You were quite mad at me earlier.
Well, what was your joke for us starting an hour late?
Oh, so I was gonna be like, because we were gonna say 8 p.m. Central, We're gonna start at like 9 p.m. Central, and it'd be like, "Oh, we meant like 8 p.m. Mountain Time."
That would make. I mean, I thought of that too, but
Yeah,
makes zero sense since we're.
it doesn't. We only have one person on here.
And I think it is. It is legitimately one person.
Yeah, it is.
Unless they counting us watching it on our computer as one person.
I don't think they are. So,
But
you
I
know
because
what?
like I put mine on.
Thank
and
you.
Jumped to 2.
I don't know who the fuck that is.
God bless you.
Yeah, thank you. We really appreciate it. And you can basically help us tell our mom to go fuck herself. So
Don't know.
Yeah.
Oh my god! If mom is watching right now,
that's fine.
why would you say that?
Because she was giving me so much shit last night for like our view total. I'm not gonna say the view total out loud. but,
Yeah,
like,
I mean, she had some margaritas.
yeah.
She
Well,
was-
you know what? When we have thousands of downloads because we've gone 15 years of doing this and we've built a network,
okay.
I'm gonna be like, "Ugh."
Okay.
That's,
Cool.
that's my thing.
Okay.
Anyways, everybody, I don't care if you're the one person that is listening to this right now,
Or
or
the hundreds who will listen to this over the
in
next
perpetuity.
years and years.
perpetuity.
Thank you so
Here's
much
a-
for checking us out.
Yes, well, real fast. Here's the thing that I think is gonna be cool about this show,
Okay.
because Ryan's a dick.
You stop saying that, dude. It's so nice.
I love you. No, I think the cool thing about this show, and I don't think this is what we started out to do, but I think this is what I'm going to continue to do it as, is we started this show about a month and a half into the pandemic.
Yeah.
Yeah. We started this a month and a half into the pandemic, and we are still doing this to this day, and it is still a pandemic. And we are chronicling what has happened with the movie industry throughout this pandemic. And I think the greatest thing that we are going to be able to do with this is show in real time what happened to the movie theater industry and what the movies were doing and what was happening to it. And I realized that I think it was when James Bond got delayed again.
Mhm.
And it was one of those things where I realized we are in real time chronicling everything that is happening here. And it's always one of those things where podcasts have a shtick or an angle of their show. I think our angle of this show is in real time, us as movie fans are really talking about what is happening in this pandemic. So when you look back, whenever this pandemic ends, I don't know when it's going to fucking end.
Yes.
Who goddamn knows? Not only are you going to have a from the beginning almost to the end chronicling of what happened through that pandemic in the movie industry, through the movies, reviews, whatever you want to call it, you were going to have interviews as well with some of those actors, actresses, and directors and screenwriters to get their viewpoints as well.
Mhm.
And that is going to be from here on out our driving force for this show to show 100% what's going on.
Yeah, and giving the perspective of just two normal dudes with very regular jobs,
Exactly.
trying to live through a pandemic
Yeah.
and kind of give our take on what has been a big part of our lives growing up and through adulthood, and
Exactly.
something that very much got disrupted heavily by
Yeah. Flipped on its head.
yeah. So it's been
It's
fun.
been awesome, man. But that's the thing. It's like when people maybe not trash or shit on like us doing this, it's one of those things where like I go back in my head and think, I am legitimately trying to put on paper for people in the future what was going on in this time period for movies. And
Yeah.
we love movies. I cannot say how much time we have spent watching movies. And so
Maybe too much.
way too much. But, this has been the coolest thing that we've ever done. And I don't give a shit. There's only one person. Whoever that one person is, you're a fucking badass. We've got some shit that we're going to have coming up. And it's been so fucking cool doing this. And we're going to continue doing this.
Yep.
We are on our 70th episode today.
Good show, bro.
We've got our 100th episode coming up in May. We're gonna have some crazy shit coming up on that. Check out our YouTube. We're on here right now. Furloughed Film Talk. Subscribe to the channel. We will have stickers and masks and shirts very fucking soon. Instagram at Furloughed Film Talks and on Twitter at Furloughed Film. Follow me on Twitter. I'm at Captain Crones. Ryan, you want to say your fucking
DDG Ryan, baby.
fucking follow us? I'm gonna be talking to you fuckers. I've been building my own Twitter following, but it's been awesome, man. We fucking enjoy the shit out of this. I would not trade this for the world. We will see you again on Thursday. We will have
Thursday
our
for the
live
stream.
We're gonna do streams from now on. It's gonna be kind of crazy. Some of the actual podcasts on Apple Podcasts and Google Podcasts are gonna sound kind of weird, but the live streams are gonna be great. Thank you guys for listening. We love you. We will see you Thursday. Everybody have a great day. Stay safe Wednesday. For fuck's sake.
It's gonna be fine. Don't worry about it.
You think so?
Yeah.
All right.
Adios, amigos.
Happy fucking President's Day, Biden.
Bye.
Bye.